All right, it's 6:03. I'm going to go ahead and call this meeting to order. We are 3 minutes late because of a fire alarm. John, if you could call the roll, please.
Mr. Sherman, all here. Atkins, here. Crawford, Mark Goddard, here. Samuel Goddard, here. Graff, here. Hageman, here. Hall, here. Harris, here. Jostin, here. Crable, here. Longfellow, here. Minnell, here. Mingus, Nelms, here. Paget, here. Frail, here. Rich Timpson, here. Schneider, here. Sin, here. Smith, here. Chairman Zimmerman, here. You have a quorum.
We have a quorum. We'll do business. If we could rise for the invocation and pledge, please. Tonight during my prayer, I'm going to pray for Larry Cook's family. Larry Cook was a longtime board member and former board chairman that passed away in December. And then also for member Crawford, who has been in the hospital for a week with osteomyelitis or a bone infection. He's a Methodist, so I'll be lifting both of those gentlemen for their families. So, Heavenly Father, thank you for the privilege of living in a free country where we can gather together and debate these issues. I pray that we can do it in a manner that's civil, that we can do it in a manner where we convey our points, however passionately we believe in those, and then we can come together afterwards after the vote's been taken. I pray that we can honor you by the things that we say and do here as a board. Thank you for the citizens that have come out this evening and their concern for our county, and we thank you for that. Lift up our employees, Father. They're our greatest asset, and they make us all look good, and we thank you for that. Thank you for all of our employees, especially the first line, for the guys that are guys and gals on the front line that protect us in the armed forces and our sheriff's department. We just thank you. We know that government's instituted by you, and we want to honor you in all that we say and do and be good stewards of that. We know that you're sovereign, and we take hope in that, and we pray all these things in your name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So after having made that announcement, I forgot to pray for both of those individuals. Please keep them in your prayers. So, all right, we start out with communications from members of the public and county employees. Any members of the public, we give 3 minutes, and if to each individual, if the point that you want to make has already been said, if you could just concur with that.
Will I come up?
Yes, could you please? And then just right there, I think that microphone's up. You could state your name.
Yes, these are.
Okay.
My name's Pete Dunkelbarger. I've lived in Tazewell County for over 50 years, first in Sunnyland, East Peoria, Morton, and Pekin since 1980. I was somewhat responsible for development of court on the road in Morton when I convinced Bill Niemeyer, owner of Lovelace Truck Service, Terre Haute, Indiana, to buy 10 acres in Morton and build a trucking terminal next to the pepper mill, truck stop. In the early 70s, Morton, Washington had less than 8,000 residents. That's the time that I lived in a condo in Queenwood, and later bought a house in Oak Lane Acres. Washington's almost tripled in size and Morton's doubled, with many of their new residents moving from Pekin because of taxes, roads, growing percentage of unemployed and welfare population. The sign at the entrance of Pekin shows 33,900 people when we actually have 31,249, including the population of the prison being 1,279. So our population is 29,970, less than it was in 1966. The purpose of the county collect tax revenues from three primary sources: income, sales, and property. What makes a county great? A good mix of opportunities for fun outdoor activities and cultural attraction. Throw in some historical sites, iconic buildings, good schools, beautification of the courthouse, job opportunities, affordable housing, growing population. The county will have happy residents. Right now, the county doesn't have happy residents in Pekin. Counties are ranked on various factors like public schools, economic development, jobs, living costs, crime rates, housing trends, employment. Economic and population growth of less developed or declining counties is key to closing the gap between rich and poor cities. Public infrastructure, transportation, economic development assists all. Tazewell County has treated Pekin like an unwanted stepchild. Your attitude is, let's give Pekin the chores that your kids do not want. We need you to put forth efforts in building renovation, population growth, and economic growth in Pekin like you have with Morton and Washington. Pekin's overtaxing residents to a point people are moving out almost daily. A lot of them are moving to Morton and Washington. Only a few of us are paying the way for this city because we have 50% poverty. At our rate of decline, Washington and Morton will exceed Pekin's population within a few years. The median income for a home in Pekin is $106,000, and for Morton and Washington, it's $199,000, $186,000. You need to stop the plans for demolition of the Arcade and Tobin building. Take some of the money from your windfall and what you held back from property maintenance costs in the old post office and German American Bank building and put it into the Tobin and Arcade buildings for apartments on upper levels. We need apartments. We need homes. Pekin needs population. The only way to get it is through apartments and subdivision. You can build your free dental clinic and hospital county. We welcome. You do not need a justice center because the courthouse has ample room. Other county seats are utilizing their courthouses to the max, where you're only using part of ours. Our jail is not as crowded, and there is an underground tunnel that has been used for flight risk prisoners in the past. We're tired of your lame and false justification. There are many areas where you can help Pekin, like a bike trail connecting East Peoria and Pekin, allowing access for Pekin to the Rock Island Trail. Stimulate the effort to connect Pekin to 474. Supplement our efforts in economic development and redevelopment of downtown, including the Tobin and Arcade building. Remove your white pole barn from behind Randy Price's new recreational center and put it in our industrial park. Spend some money on our courthouse. Pressure wash the outside. Replace the windows. Show respect for our county buildings like you would an old car. It's time you started thinking about making the citizens of Pekin happy. We've had enough of Tazewell County's personal agenda. And thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Anyone else?
My name is Deborah Montgomery. I'm here on behalf of 500 citizens, over 500 citizens of Pekin. All of them agree that the Tobin and Arcade building should not be demolished. Chairman Zimmerman has dismissed the public concerns and instead states the buildings are in disrepair and must come down. We the citizens ask who is responsible for allowing the buildings to fall into disrepair. Chairman Zimmerman, in an article in the Pekin Times in November, stated that the county had put $500,000 in the arcade building to shore up the basement walls. Until they were told to vacate the building, there were many tenants in there paying rent each month, so to say that something must be torn down because it is uninhabitable is factually untrue. Chairman Zimmerman in the same article stated that the Tobin building was also uninhabitable. He stated maybe because of mold. I have just provided Chairman Zimmerman copies of an engineering report that was done on September 20th, 2020 of the Tobin building. I believe I made enough copies for the majority of the commissioners to have a copy. There is no mention of mold anywhere in that report. In fact, the mention of the building being in danger of collapse or being uninhabitable is not in there either. It does mention that the outer wall, the facade of the building, is bowing, and it goes on to explain the reason for this occurrence and that it can be fixed easily. What is going to be an issue is the mud that is now in the basement of the building from the water main break that happened a couple of weeks ago. Illinois American Water Company should be responsible for this. We're hoping that this is being taken care of now. The Shipper and Block / Tobin building and the arcade building are both part of the history and the beauty of downtown Pekin. We stood by and watched the West Campus come down. We watched the Pekin Theater come down. The Greyhound Bus Department station came down. The Carnegie Library came down. The Pekin Times building, the radio station, the Wayne's printing building. They all came down. We don't want to watch these buildings come down. There are some of you here that have a vested interest in Pekin, and there are some of you here that have no vested interest. I would hope that those of you that are from Pekin would understand the significance of restoring these buildings. I'm sure that all of you understand the historical part of these buildings. I mean, I would think that some of you went downtown on Saturday morning and went shopping at some of these buildings and walked the streets of Pekin. We want that to come back. The other thing is that Chairman Zimmerman is getting ready to build, not Chairman Zimmerman, I'm sorry, the whole committee, I believe, the whole property committee is getting ready to build a new courthouse. We have a beautiful courthouse that has stood the test of time, but you are now allowing the courthouse and the old post office to fall into disrepair. You can raise your voice and yell that there are no plans to demolish either of those buildings, but the citizens of Pekin have a hard time trusting your word. We strongly ask that you immediately cease the plan to destroy our downtown. If you must spend the money from the American Relief Act, then spend it to restore what we already have. Build downtown Pekin, bring it back into what it was in the past. In doing so, you will add to our tax base instead of taking away from it. You will add jobs that will stay local instead of bringing in construction workers to build a new building that will then take their money home to their own communities. In my review of the American Relief Act, I can't find one place that says that you should use the money to build a new building to house employees that already have an office. It does speak to supporting communities suffering in the wake of COVID-19. It states providing emergency grants to small business owners, lending and investing in hard-hit small businesses. Perhaps the funds will be more rightfully spent by helping the small businesses that are currently working to revitalize downtown Pekin, or by providing a grant to a citizen who would purchase and upgrade the buildings in question that would surely benefit the community and increase the job base. You said the new building will add jobs, but that seems unlikely since you will simply be moving from one location to another. I would have to assume that the new location would be more efficient, which would most likely eliminate several jobs. The citizens of Pekin, your constituents are watching. We want these buildings restored, not destroyed. Please take our request into this seriously before this goes any further. I thank you for your time and attention to this important matter. I have provided you with copies of the engineering report and petition signed by the constituents. And I do have comments that were on the Facebook site as well that I would gladly hand to you as I walk by.
Okay.
These are just a few.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Any other comments? Thank you. Any other comments?
good evening. My name is John McNish. I'm a resident of the city of Pekin. I reside at 1503 South 7th Street, right across the street from Faith Baptist School. I'm more than welcome to have a chat with me anytime you'd like about what I'm getting ready to talk about. So I take pride in the city, and I offer my 2 or 3 cents every once in a while to the city council and the mayor. This is my first time to a county board meeting. My first time. Apparently you guys have been doing well for the last several years. However, I'm hearing and reading about some bad ideas of destruction and demolition of some of Pekin's history. I'm here to ask you for an investment into these old historical buildings that have amazing architectural features that remind us of the good days when everything was built to last. That's exactly what they're doing. They're lasting. They're standing, and they're standing strong. Right there on the corner. Don't they look great?
Yes, they do.
One article said these buildings were beyond economical repair. Before I go any further, I've been in facility maintenance and manager for about 25 years. Did the county not maintain them properly? Over the next several days, I intend to seek out the maintenance records of these buildings. Does the county have a building maintenance program? Do they perform preventive maintenance tasks? I would like to see the maintenance records on these buildings. I hardly know any of you board members. In fact, I'm a little embarrassed because I voted for some of you, but I have no idea who you are or what you stand for. Zero, zilch, not a none. I may know Mr. Hall just because of where his business is, but I've never talked to him. Yeah, I don't know you guys, and I'm embarrassed about that. But I intend to start doing my research, and I will get to know each of you. I promise you that. I will get to know each of you, and we'll find out where we're like-minded and where we're not. Lastly, I strongly urge for the county board members to leave these buildings standing. Put some money into them, maintain them, and if not, maybe you should just sell them to a developer that will leave them standing and look amazing on that corner like they are. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone else? All right, thank you. Moving on, communications from elected and appointed county officials. John, I think you wanted to speak to something?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. 2 items I wanted to bring up to the county board tonight. One's a little silly, but county clerks and Recorder of Deeds Association held our conference in East Peoria on Monday and Tuesday. Clerks from throughout the state gathered there for our training sessions. Part of it this year was an award ceremony, and our office was selected for best in the state for public communications. As you can tell, it's a highly expensive, glamorous, regardless of what it looks like, our office is extremely proud by this. One of the main responsibilities of the county clerk is to be the source of information for citizens concerning the actions of county government. And we take this responsibility seriously, and it's always strive to excel in our communication with the public. So to be recognized by our peers, we were quite proud. The other item, unfortunately, is not so happy. While other matters that you guys are some that you're going to talk about tonight, from this recent lame duck legislative session got the headlines. One that passed that I put before you tonight didn't get much attention, but we're hoping to fix that. The legislature is doubling, effective July 1st, the rental housing support program fee collected by recorders of deeds throughout the state of Illinois. It'll be an increase of $10 to any document filed with the Recorder of Deeds office. It may not sound like a lot, but on average every year we collect $170,000 directly for the rental housing support program that is sent. We don't keep that. That's sent directly to the Illinois Housing Development Authority. The purpose of this program, when it was established in 2005 by the legislature, was to then provide from that funding grants for rental housing assistance throughout the state of Illinois. Since it was established, that has not happened. As a matter of fact, Tazewell County has never received any grant funding for either of our two housing authorities or any of the rural parts of Tazewell County from this program. In the last decade, we taxpayers have put in $1.5 million from the Recorder of Deeds office into this program. We're not alone. Every year, the region of Central Illinois, Champaign, Sangamon, Peoria, McLean, Knox County, LaSalle County, we put in over $2.9 million each year into this program. We receive in grants $160,000. Now they want to double that. That would put us putting in over $340,000 a year into something that we don't get anything out of. There is going to be a joint statement from all recorders of deeds throughout the state. I'm going to place it on our website explaining this fee increase is not from the county board or the recorder of deeds, but is a result of legislation passed by the state legislature. There is a task force that was mandated to be formed also with this legislation to look at how to more equitably distribute the revenue. We're holding a meeting the 31st with our representatives from throughout, state legislators from throughout Central Illinois. It's going to be held in Peoria County. It's being hosted by myself, the Peoria County Recorder of Deeds, the McLean County Recorder of Deeds, LaSalle County Recorder of Deeds, and Knox County. Our purpose is to let them know this task force needs to be taken seriously. We need money out of this. If we're now required to contribute more to it, then we need to start getting some back for our counties. I encourage the county board and would appreciate the county board's support on this. Some sort of statement in the future I would appreciate from you saying this isn't right, that we need the revenue back. By the way, it's not going to just be us at that event. We're also bringing our housing authorities with us so that they can stand there and we can tell them how much we contribute, and then the housing authorities can tell them how we're not being able to access the revenue from that. It's a lot of taxpayer money going to a program that we're being provided no information on how the grants are being distributed, and that's troublesome. So while other things are getting headlines, I know this is an in-the-weeds item, but this is one that's going to hit our citizens' pocketbooks pretty heavily, and I appreciate your support. Thank you.
All right, any other communications from elected or appointed county officials? Yes? You can stay in your seat, yeah.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Roy Padgett, and I'm a county board member from District 2. Firstly, I wanted to thank the people that came forward. I see some neighbors from Morton, but I see mostly folks that I have walked with in a very cold November day when we did a beautification walk through the city of Pekin. Eric, you were with me that day as well, I believe. We had the opportunity to walk with Eric Reader, and I've got the downtown report that I've reviewed. I just want you to know that this should not be a situation of city versus county. We need to work together. Pekin is the largest city in Tazewell County, and we need to respect that. And I hear you roar, I am on your side. I want to be your advocate. Now, you won't see us tonight when we go into closed session and executive, and we talk about some of the things we're going to talk about regarding the land that we're interested in. But I do know that there has been things going on that may seem like we're doing work behind the scenes, and if there's been any impropriety, I can assure you that the plank in our eye will be removed, and an executive, I will be an advocate for you. I believe in the beautification of Pekin. I think it's important. I just want you to know that you have a friend on the county board, and I think there are others too, so we hear you. And but I also want to ask you a favor. In order for me to represent you in a way that is honorable, I would appreciate if you could also remove the speck of dust out of your eye with regards to any improprieties that may make us think that the bidding process could be rigged. What I'm basically saying is, if you know of anybody making certain contributions to elected officials for the purpose of solicitation, that is truly misconduct. So sort your people out make sure they're playing by the rules, and I will take care of the county side as executive. I hear your roar. I will be there for you, and know that you have other friends on the board. Thank you for your time.
All right, any other comments from elected or appointed county officials? Okay, seeing none, can I get a motion for the November 16th board proceedings, final budget, and the December 5th meeting? Motion by Atkins, second by Longfellow. Any changes, corrections, deletions? All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? And the minutes pass. We have two in-place meetings tonight. The first is finance. Chairman Graff.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Sue, would you call the roll, please?
Chairman Graff.
Here.
Snyder.
Here.
Alpeter. Atkins.
Here.
Sam Goddard.
Here.
Harris.
Here.
Crable. Here. Longfellow.
Here.
Mennel.
Here.
Mingus. Frail. Here. Rich Stimson. Here. You have the quorum.
Thank you, ma'am. Call to your attention, resolution F-2313. It's a resolution that would allow us to do, upgrade the, internet in the courthouse that we've been talking about, doing for a while. Can I get a motion to get that on the floor? Schneider, Atkins, Mr. Michael, do you want to explain this at all?
Yes, this was part of the study that the circuit clerk had conducted as far as the internet in the courthouse. Currently, the line comes in here at the Justice Center, goes over to the post office, onto the McKenzie building, and then to the courthouse. And so that's a long trail of the internet, and it tends to get slower down the line. And so what the recommendation was, based on a study, was to have a dedicated entry point of internet to the building. The technology has become more and more used within the courtrooms, using Zoom, and the attorneys being able to present within the courtrooms, and so this would guarantee that we would have a strong connection within that building going forward.
Thank you. It's my understanding that, from what I've heard, that some of the courts have had actual internet connection problems during trials. Is that?
That is correct. So that is what precipitated the study and this as the ultimate solution, along with the grant that was received from the circuit clerk's office to upgrade the Wi-Fi and a lot of the hardware within the courthouse.
Is there any questions? Mr. Atkins.
I just wanted to say, I believe it's necessary to address this separately in committee in order to make sure that we're complying with the Open Meetings Act, but when we get to the full board, I would request that the chairman take this item along with F-2302 as a single item. I discussed this with Mike and well, with Mr. Delirian, with Mr. Holly. We've had discussions about it, and to be sure that we're complying, we've got them both on here. It's really the same thing, just increasing the contract to include the connection for the courthouse. So really taking them both together once we have it at the full board, I think would be the best way to handle it.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We're in recess.
Thank you. We have an in-place executive committee meeting. Sue, if you could call the roll, please.
Chairman Zimmerman.
Here.
Harris.
Here.
Atkins.
Here.
Graff.
Here.
Hall.
Here.
Josking.
Here.
Longfellow.
Here.
Mennel.
Here.
Mingus. Frail. Here. Rich Stimson. Here. Snyder.
Here.
You have the quorum.
Thank you. I'm sorry to do this to everybody, but I need a motion to go into executive session citing 5 ILCS C5 land acquisition or leasing. Motion by Prail, second by Rich Stimson. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? So I'm going to have to ask members of the public to step out, please.